Y'all, it is 10:25. This is the episode that never ends. Married at First Sight. Ended already.
It's not a game, it's a redskin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Did you miss me? Did you miss Married at First Sight? I'm just saying, from what y'all saw, at the beginning of the video, I clearly did not check the time frame of the episode for tonight because, bruh, 3 hours, I wasn't prepared for 3 hours. That's like 2 movies, Married at First Sight. 3 hours? But I guess I should just be happy that we at least got through one full wedding in the very first episode, which I don't mind that. But could we not have done that in 2 hours? Whoo, child. All right, let's not start the season off like that, y'all. We are back for another season at Married at First Sight. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. Please like, comment, subscribe if you are not already subscribed. We have fun over here, especially when it comes to reviewing Married at First Sight, y'all, because y'all always know it is some shenanigans going down. Okay, so I'm going to try not to take up too much of your time, y'all, but it's a lot of notes. So I'm going to try to get through them as quickly as I can. Okay, so just bear with me for this first episode. And then hopefully after this, we'll be back to the 2 hours and then we can just move forward from there. Okay, so I did watch the matchmaking special last week and that was 3 hours too. Oh my God. Anyway, we back with, crazy crying couples. Once again, we are in San Diego. This is the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that they are actually on the West Coast. So tonight they give us a little preview of what we're going to get for the episode, which I actually did appreciate. But again, I didn't realize it was going to be 3 hours, y'all. But we see that, they're all going to, let their family and friends know that they're getting married. They're going to pick out their wedding outfits. We got bachelor and bachelorette parties going down. Okay, so jump in. It is 2 weeks from the wedding day and the singles again are now breaking the news to their family and friends. So first up is Lindy and Miguel. Lindy meets up to tell her friends, and of course they act completely shocked that she's getting married, but they're all excited for her. She is titled The Anxious Overthinker. And she grew up in a really strict religious household, and she seems to now be somewhat of a rebel from that religion or her family or tradition or whatever it may be. She is 29 years old. She has a career as a physical therapist, and her friends lets us know that she gets a little crazy when she's hungry, and she really needs someone to calm her down because she can seem to escalate on very minor things. I'm like, it's always one, right? Always one. So next up is Miguel. He is 35. He is meeting up with his gamer/adventure friends. He is the man that he does like this whole, I guess, cosplay fantasy thing. And he likes to dress up like a bear. And the rest of his friends like to dress up little characters too. So girl, 35 years old. His friends lets us know that he tends to avoid red flags because he just wants to be in love so badly and he really has no barriers. And at this point, his friends are basically eating him up as they tell us how he picks wrong partners. He tells them that he's getting married in 2 weeks and they all happy for him as well. He says he's a bit of a dork, jock, lover, romantic guy. He likes to write poems. And then, of course, he likes to do this comic book gamer fantasy world of Dungeons and Dragons that I've never heard of, so I have no clue what this world is. He says he has a PhD in science but gave it all up to be a medical writer. He has a reoccurring theme of women leaving him, really starting with his mom as a child. His friends are concerned that he may not find the right person and this might not be everything he wants it to be. And I'm like, well, guys, he hasn't made good choices in the past. So really, how much worse can it get at this point? Just let's see what happens. They were supposedly matched because of high emotional intelligence and willing to work through issues. So I say you pair the overthinker with someone who has no barriers. Here we go with the BS, married at first sight already. Next up is Alexis and Justin. This is our very tall couple. And when we say tall, we mean tall. He is 6'8". Child. Oh my God. Like, I am 5'2". I can only imagine standing next to him. Oh my God. So Justin meets up with his brother and sister-in-law to tell them that he's getting married. He said that his brother raised him from 14 to 19, so his opinion really does matter to him. He says he's only been in San Diego for about 7 months and dating hasn't been going well. So he spills the beans that he's marrying a stranger. And obviously he didn't tell his family that he was even applying for the show because all of this seemed completely brand new and shocking to them. He says that most women just wants to know if he's packing or not because he is tall. And I said, when did becoming tall means you had a big package? I thought it was big feet, big hands, tall. But I guess they just, are curious. I don't know. He says he was engaged previously and they split a month before the wedding because, she wasn't honest, that she basically wanted a man to take care of her. And because he was a bit younger at that time, he really was not in a place financially to do that. So they split up. He says he's been celibate for the past year and a half because he really wants something deeper. And he doesn't want to keep adding to his body count. His family is concerned and his sister-in-law isn't sure if he is ready. He says, well, I was married 5 years ago when I was engaged, so I feel like I am still ready now. He starts to get a bit emotional because he really thought his brother would be really excited and more supportive for him, and he's kind of getting the opposite reaction from them right now. His brother says that he is fearful that if it doesn't work out, he's going to give up on love forever, and he doesn't want that because he remembers really how hard his brother took it when the engagement broke off a few weeks ago. So I get it, but the past is the past. We got to just, move on and see how this works out for him. So now it's Alexis' turn to tell her friends, which are all guys, and she's playing football with them. And she tells them that she's getting married in 2 weeks and they are all completely speechless at this point. She is titled the Passionate Powerhouse. And while she has never been engaged, she's been proposed to 3 times. So Alexis is definitely letting us know she is a sought after woman, honey. She has been proposed to 3 times and she has said no each and every time. She says she thinks she was afraid of marriage and that she would fail. So she got cold feet and then just would never accept any of the proposals. She's the youngest of 3 girls and her parents did not have a great marriage and really stayed together for them because when she turned 18, they decided to get a divorce. And she said she was like, thank God, like she could tell her parents were not happy. And parents out there, please don't ever do that. Do not stay married for the kids. Like, the kids can tell that it's some BS around here. Just go ahead and get divorced and y'all live happier, healthier lives as co-parents, okay? She says, she is ready to get married at first sight so that means she is not able to get into her own way. And she's tired of putting her mama down as her emergency contact child. She want to put down her husband. So she says she is ready to give all this love to a fine, tall, emphasis on tall man. Her friends tell her that she kind of needs to work on her delivery and she really needs a man who is strong because she has a lot of energy and she can get out of hand. And I was like, get out of hand? Y'all better watch your mouth. But they were matched because the experts think they can balance each other out, which I feel like is their answer to everybody. They can balance each other. They can balance each other. It needs more than that for this match, these matches to work, experts, okay? So next up is Kristen, 32, and Mitch, I believe, is 41. And Kristen is up first to tell her friend she's getting married. Her friends have a complete fake outrage. It's that group of friends that are like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? What does he do? What is his name? What is his last name? That annoying friend group, okay? At this point, y'all, this show has been on for 15 seasons. We know what's happening. I know you've seen at least one season of Married at First Sight. Let's move along, okay? So she lets us know that she was previously engaged to someone she dated for 5 years. She planned an entire wedding, spent her entire life savings on it. And 2 weeks before the wedding, her fiance mistress lets us know that she's been sleeping with her fiance for the past 6 months. The first question I had was, why did you spend all of your life savings on a destination wedding? He ain't had no money? Was he broke? Was that not your red flag that he didn't want to put up no money for the wedding girl? Okay, so anyway, she turned the destination wedding into a girls' trip since it was already paid for it. They had the time of their life. She's the oldest of 3 girls. Her parents divorced when she was a teen, and she really just wants the happily ever after, the kids, the white picket fence, all that good jazz, okay? She shares that she has told her mom and sisters, and they are really excited for her, but she wants to wait to tell her dad until the wedding day. This is dumb. I'm not sure why you would want to do this. She said they have a close relationship. So why would you want to do this to not only your dad, but yourself on a day that's already stressful enough? Let's just add to that and not tell my dad until the day I'm getting married. That's stupid. Okay. Her friends, basically their biggest concern is what if he doesn't have a big package and the sex is bad? They're bigger fish to fry when she's marrying a stranger, guys. Cut it out. So next up is Mitch. And again, he's the 41-year-old. I believe this is the oldest person that they've had on Married at First Sight, which I don't mind. I feel like hopefully, we'll see a lot more maturity with this group of people since they are a little bit older. But we'll see if the foolishness still, is present just like it is in every other season. So he's now bringing the news on his family. His brother comes over and then he's talking to his sister-in-law, his nieces and his mom via Zoom. They are all super, super excited, especially the mama, because she says the nieces need some cousins. Okay, so basically get to the baby making Mitch. Okay. He likes to surf, and through surfing, he found out how people were basically trashing the environment in the ocean. And he's pretty much an environmentalist and all about sustaining the earth. I'm not sure exactly what he does for a living with that. But thank you, Mitch, for wanting to save, our planet that we have. He says that he has a loud mouth sometimes and an inappropriate sense of humor. And the first thing that came to mind was, is this a male version of Lindsay from last season? Please, God, no. Don't put us through that again. We survived last season barely. Okay. His parents divorced, and when he was between careers, he was a nanny for his niece. So he said he nannied for her for about 1.5 years. So he is completely ready to have children, and he thinks right now it's the right thing in the right time. His brother lets us know that he hasn't been in any real committed relationship, is what he said. And I said, at 41 years old, is that not a red flag? I don't know, y'all. I'm like 41 years old. You should have at least a few committed relationships under your belt at this point. If you, of course, are not already married and settled down, but you've at least experienced that level of, commitment. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know how the experts think this is going to work, because you match someone who wants passion with a person that's passionate about the earth, I guess. The fourth couple is Morgan and Ben. Ben says, he is dependable, and basically they think that's what she needs, and she is adventurous, and that is what Ben needs. So they should work out, right? Okay. So first up is Morgan telling her friends, and she basically lets us know she's into video games, working out, Muay Thai, lifting weights. And most men think that she may be a little bit too high strung and a little bit too independent. Her friends don't seem convinced that she is really kind of going to be on board, because they say, girl, you like your freedom and you like to be in control. And I said, you like your freedom and you like to be in control, and then you want to get married. Okay. All right. So next up is Ben. He is telling his friends he's getting married in 2 weeks. He's the only single guy of his friend group. He admits to being a bit of a mama's boy, and he wants his wife to be like his mom. Oh boy. He's an engineer for his day job, but likes to exercise, hike, travel, and as long as it is affordable, because he is frugal. He lets us know he does not use heat or air because he is that frugal. And I'm like, say what now? Y'all live in San Diego. Are you meaning you don't use air in your car? You don't use air in your house? But you don't use air at all? What is happening? Excuse me? No, thank you. No, thank you. So his friends are excited for them. But they all do clown him on being cheap. And I'm honestly a bit concerned that I'm not sure if he's willing to compromise on his frugal ways. And I do believe Miss Morgan is definitely going to call him out about it. And I'm not sure how she's going to feel about that, and if she's going to actually put up with somebody that is that cheap, and really that cheap. I don't want to say for no good reason, but I feel like he has the funds to be able to live a comfortable life, but he just chooses to be extra frugal to have, I guess, financial freedom in the future. The last couple is Stacia. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. If not, I'll get it right, y'all. And Nate. And right off the bat, Nate was giving me F-boy vibes, y'all. I don't know if I'm going to be wrong. I don't know. But he was giving me F-boy vibes from Jump Street. Yeah, I don't know if I like him. So Stacia meets up with her mom to tell her that she's getting married, and mom is unsure how to feel. She has spent most of her years building her empire, and she thinks she is single because she's intimidating to men and she will hold them accountable. She's in the finance world and also has investment properties. And I said, I'm mad at you, girl, but do you have time and space for a relationship, let alone a marriage, honey? I don't know. She says she doesn't know her biological dad, but grew up with her mom and stepdad and ended up emancipating herself as a teen because her mom was moving and she wanted to stay at her current high school. She says she is nervous about having a family, about having the time to have a family, because now she is 37, so very close to 40. She looks absolutely amazing to be 37, if I may say so myself as the fellow 37-year-old. But we all know our eggs have an expiration date, and it ain't nothing we can do about that. No matter how young we feel like we look, our eggs are like TikTok, get to it if you're going to get to it, okay? So her mom asks her about, getting a post-nup since she can't sign a prenup since they don't know each other. And she says, yeah, we will get that. And if he basically can't sign a post-nup, that's going to be a deal breaker. And I said, I know that's right. Okay. So now it's Nate's turn to tell his friends because he doesn't have any family in the area. So he really wants the support of his friends. He says he's a risk taker and he used to sell knockoff Louis Vuitton bags until the police caught up with him. He basically said he had to hit rock bottom and build himself back up. So now he is in sales and he does day trading, and he says, I can take care of myself. So now I'm looking for a partner that I can take care of. He wants him and his wife to be a power couple. And I really do think him and Stacia can do that if they don't compete with one another, because they're both so go-getters and they seem to be really career-oriented and really driven. I just hope they don't end up butting heads, like trying to outdo one another when it comes to that area, and rather than supporting each other through it. But I don't know. But they were matched because they both went to accumulate wealth for their family. So that's all the couples that we have, y'all. So now it's 12 days until the wedding. The guys and the girls all meet up for the very first time. The girls go out for drinks. The guys go out to play volleyball. Everyone starts to share their ages. The ladies are asked if they've ever been married or lived with a partner. And of course, Alexis letting us know that she has been proposed to not 1, 2, but 3 times. Okay. Justin has to share with the guys that, the women just wants to know if he's packing or not. The guys talk about their fears and the ladies talk about red flags. And oddly enough, Kristen, who is Mitch's fiance, is concerned that if there's an older man that hasn't yet settled down, like, she's just not sure about that. Like, why? What has happened? And I'm like, well, get ready to meet your 41-year-old fiance, Kristen. Okay, here's Mitch. You're welcome. The guys then play a game, and oddly enough, Justin is not good at volleyball, although I'm sure he can just kind of tap the ball right over the net. He's not good at playing it. Nate and Stacia talk about what they want, and it actually aligns as they're flipping back and forth between the two views. What they're saying they want aligns with what the other person says that they want. So I just hope they are both being completely honest about what that is. And if they are, everything should be all good with them, right? Morgan says it will be a deal breaker if her husband is basically a huge saver and doesn't want to travel as much, because she does want to go to Japan, because she is that's basically where her family lineage is, and she tells all these cool stories about the things that are back there in Japan. And I'm just like, well, Morgan, meet your cheap husband, Ben. Hope y'all live happily ever after. The ladies then start to discuss their deal breakers, and Lindy basically takes over a lot of the conversation. And I just wanted to yell through the TV, girl, can you be quiet and let somebody else talk? Miguel's on the other side giving the guys some of his lovely poetry, and it is crickets from them, because they're like, his wife is gonna love it. So then we see the singles are meeting up with friends and family to shop for their wedding attire, y'all. You know how this goes, and we're not going to belabor the issue. Justin finds his tux, which I'm super surprised that they had something and he did not have to get something custom because of his height. Alexis finds her dress, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but she's beautiful nonetheless. Next, Stacia and Nate are getting their wedding gear, and again, the more I see of this man, I'm just not here for him already. Like, something about him just don't sit right with me, and he's a little bit annoying, which is getting on my nerves already. As they are shopping for the tux, to me, he acts like he's in his mid-20s and not in his 30s, and maybe that's what's annoying to me. It's like, dude, grow up. I don't know, but whatever. She ends up finding her dress. It is cute and all. I'm not the biggest fan. I think she could have found something that shows off her figure a little bit more. But nonetheless, they have their attire. So it is now 9 days until the wedding. It's time for the bachelor and bachelorette party. So the girls and the guys all toast. And y'all know it's now time for shots, 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 shots. Everybody, time for some shots to go down. The guys basically have their ones all in their hands, and the strippers come out and they are ready to mingle, honey. Justin lets us know his eggplant does not get hard for the strippers, and Nate has to let us know that he is a freak. On the other side of town, Morgan is crawling the bar, while Ben is completely embarrassed at the bachelor party of like, this ain't really him. This ain't what he do. The girls are having fun on the stripper pole. Mitch is being a 41-year-old and focused on the snacks, which I'm not mad at either. Let me know where the food is, because if you want me to do all this drinking, I'm going to need to have some food to balance this all out. It's just what happens after you get over 30. I'm here for the food, okay? So, Lindy continues to be awkward at the bachelorette party, as she's never been really to a party because of her strict religious upbringing, while Alexis is on the pole twerking for her life, honey. The other side of town, we see that Nate is slapping the stripper with the whip, and he's basically having the time of his life. Stacia is sitting down with her friends, and she's like, talking to them, and she's like, I don't mind if my husband gets attention from other women as long as there are no boundaries that are crossed. And I'm like, well, I guess, girl, let me know how you feel after you see this footage then. We then see Nate. He tells the stripper to get on her knees. Once she gets on her knees, he takes the whipped cream and sprays it in her mouth. This man, child. I cannot already with him. I cannot. The ladies are talking about uncircumcised peen, while Justin is talking to his brother at the bar. And at this point, I just want his brother to let it go. Like, he just keeps going. I don't think you ready. Do you know what you're getting yourself into? This is crazy. Like, my dude, let it go. He is doing it. It's done. Be happy for him or move on. But at this point, you trying to take the spotlight away from your brother. The show ain't about you. It's about him getting married, okay? All right. We are now 5 days until the wedding. So next we see the men are, well, two of the men we see are on James Allen website picking out rings. I guess James Allen is now the sponsor for rings, because we saw this last season with Noy and Steve. So basically, this is our time to get a little bit of James Allen commercial in the middle of the show, y'all. So we are one day into the wedding. All of the singles have the little diary cam. They discuss how they feel, how they're nervous, what they hope for when they meet each other the next day. And then now we are actually at wedding day, y'all. I was completely shocked that we were going to get a wedding on the very first episode. So thank you, Maps, for not, dragging this out. Although this was, again, 3 long hours. The first couple up is Alexis and Justin. I really do love Alexis's energy, but I'm also nervous for homegirl because I don't think she's going to find him attractive. Yes, she wants someone tall, but she also wants someone attractive. And while Justin isn't ugly, he's not as easy on the eyes as I would like. I just felt like me and Alexis was going to be on the same page. So that's why I said that. She said she a bit gassy this morning because when she get nervous, she get gassy, but she thinks she got it all out. I said, girl, I hope so, because we don't want that walking down the aisle, okay? So we then see Justin. He's also nervous as he toasts with his friends. He says his biggest fear is that he will not be what she imagined mentally and physically. Alexis tries to convince us that she will be okay if he is less than 6 feet tall. She's like, I'll work with it. I'll be okay. We'll see what else there. Girl, you're not going to be okay if this man was under 6 feet tall, but you have no worries in that department. This man is 6'8". He has cleared the clearance of over 6 feet. Okay, girl, you all right. So Justin shows us the gorgeous engagement ring and wedding band that he got for her, which is different because usually we just see the ladies get a wedding band. They don't get the engagement ring. So that was cool. Justin shares that his brother is basically still not 100% on board, but he really told him, just believe in me and trust the process as he has, and he eventually does come along. We see Alexis looking completely gorgeous as she starts to get emotional because she has her hair done and she's looking in the mirror at herself and she's like, I look like a bride. So now reality has smacked her in the face that she's about to get married, y'all, and it is sending her over the edge. Her bridesmaids are all ready. They look beautiful. Her mom comes in, honey, with the plunging neckline and the bob that is bobbing, okay? Mama said, you ain't gonna catch me on TV slipping. Okay. But the minute Alexis sees her mama, she starts crying the ugly tears. She can't hold it back no more. And the tears are just coming. The sobbing is coming. It is coming, honey. And her mom is just trying to comfort her so lovingly and asking her, what's wrong? What are you afraid of? And really just trying to comfort her daughter. And I love to see it, y'all. So Justin brother does show up and he's in a much better place. Thankfully, he says they talked after the bachelor party. They worked everything out and he's getting super emotional as well. Justin walks out and, her friends see him and they were like, well, he'll be happy. She'll be happy that he is tall. And none of the friends was like, he's fine. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing that out. Okay. So she's getting ready to walk out with her mom. And the minute she turns the corner, he says, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, she's a baddie. She's beautiful. He tells her that she is stunning. And he says, God did good. And I was like, you better say that, Justin. You better say that. I love it. He asks her how she is feeling and then just reassures her that he got them. They talk about, how the family gives a little spiel about each of them. So when she finds out that he has a dog, she screams and she absolutely loves it because we know she has a doggy as well. Alexis' family lets him know that she's a powerhouse, she's beautiful, and she's filled with faith, and he got to be prepared to match her fly because she loved fashion, okay? And she also liked to make vagina molds out of clay, and I'm like, y'all could have left that out. Oh my God, okay? They then read their vows to each other, and Alexis really came out the gate swinging, trying to get the eyes sweating immediately, okay? Her vows were super cute with her kind of apologizing in the beginning for all these times that she wasn't there for him with, obviously, they didn't know each other, but it was a cute play on the word. Justin vows to really support who she is now and who she is to become. And when he said that, y'all, I said, you better mean that, Justin. You better mean you support who she is today and who she is to become, because she will change. If y'all staying together, she will become a different person over and over and over again. And you got to learn to adjust and reset, and y'all just got to keep rocking and rolling with it. But he said a bunch of other stuff in his vows, y'all. Super sweet. Everything a girl wants to hear. A++ on the vows for the both of them. They did an amazing job. They exchanged rings, they tied the cord, they actually kissed, and they jumped the broom, y'all. So we have one couple down. We got 4 more to go. Hopefully we get all 4 of those knocked out next week as well. But as they sit down and kind of, chit-chat after the ceremony, she says that she got a sugar daddy because she 29 and he 33. I'm like, girl, that ain't sugar daddy vibes, not quite yet, okay? And he is completely crushing real hard on her already. They are really having a good time. The banter between the two of them back and forth seems to be really natural so far. Like, they just seem to just be very comfortable around each other. She's like 6'8". Where does that come from? So he shares that his grandma was 6'1", and his dad was actually, I believe that was his dad that was at the wedding, was in, I believe, a wheelchair. He says he's 6'11". I'm like, oh my God. So she's like, you want athletes for children, right? He's like, yep, I sure do. I mean, between the two of y'all, you bound to have a couple of little athletes running around, okay? I'm just saying. She says physically he isn't her type, but he makes her feel comfortable, which she is enjoying. He tells her that, he was engaged 5 years ago because she wanted the man that he is now today. Things just didn't work out. She reassures him that does not make her feel any kind of way about him, because it really shows that he is ready for the commitment that they have just made to one another. She tells him that she has been proposed to 3 times and she went through this process. So basically she doesn't have the opportunity to run, but they are basically kind of really connecting right off jump, and it's so cute. But it's always cute the first few minutes, y'all. Everybody's always still super excited and just on that cloud and on that high of just getting married and meeting this person and all the things that y'all have in common of, the Drake lyrics in her vows that he caught on to, and they both love Drake. Like, it was just super cute. We'll see how long it lasts, y'all. But for now, we're going to enjoy the bliss that is happening, hopefully, with this wedding and all the other weddings that are to come, before we get into, the drama of it all, because we know it is all eventually coming, y'all. But this was the first episode of season 15 of Married at First Sight. If y'all checked it out, please let me know below. What are your initial thoughts on the couples or the people as, of course, individuals, and how you feel they were ready or not ready for marriage? Let's chat it up in the comments. Y'all know I love to communicate with y'all back and forth, so please drop your comments below and we will chat it up there. Until then, I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.